They are people without a country. That's what the DREAM Act is about, to give them a chance.
I brought my green card with me. The woman at the DMV flipped it around and she whispered, "This is fake. Don't come back here."
He doesn't have a right to be in this country.
Admit another 1 million immigrant workers next year to take jobs when 3 million black Americans can't find one.
If Ramos was Raminsky, would we care?
It is the right thing to do for the American
There's no
people.
cause and effect between his illegality and his drunkenness. Sure there is. He's irresponsible.
The Development, Recovery, and Education for Alien Minors Act, better known as the DREAM Act, was designed to create a pathway for young undocumented immigrants. Though there have been many incarnations of the bill, the basic qualifications remain consistent, and they are as follows. Qualifying candidates must have entered the country before age 16, must be living in the United States for at least 5 years prior to application, must have never committed a felony, must have graduated from high school, be admitted to a university or enlisted in the military, and be of good moral character. In the U.S., there are some 1.4 million undocumented immigrants who could be eligible for a path to citizenship via the DREAM Act. This Twitter exchange points to one of the central questions of the immigration debate. Since these immigrants broke the law to enter the country, should they be treated first as criminals or as people seeking a better life? The DREAM Act circumvents this question by offering citizenship to only innocent undocumented immigrants, children who were brought by parents. This innocence is stressed, drawing boundaries between which immigrants deserve citizenship and which do not. The deserving are higher in education or in the military, are not criminals, and are of good moral character. But the flip side of all of these statements reveals what assumptions we as Americans make of these people in the first place. Uneducated, unpatriotic, criminal, deviant, immoral. Only when this is the assumed status quo would someone need to jump through so many hoops to prove that they're not like the others, that they are deserving of citizenship. American mythology informs us that America was made by bootstrap-pulling immigrants seeking a better life, but America's borders are not and have never been open to all. From the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, to the Chinese Exclusion Act, to the quotas, to the legislation now sitting on the House and Senate floors, the U.S. has been trying to keep out people who don't belong. Not at all surprisingly, not belonging has long been a function of race and ethnicity. When immigration levels rise, racial tensions do too, with whatever new arrivals raced as other. While some were able to assimilate into the greater culture of whiteness, those deemed other were and are seen as undesirable, their citizenship unacceptable. Their entry and acceptance are contingent on proving their worth as Americans and as people. Whiteness buys inherent worth, inherent belonging, and unquestioned Americanness. Often, other racial and ethnic groups are presumed guilty until proven otherwise. As citizens, we must address what assumptions are worked upon to solidify who we are and what that means for who we exclude. How do we stop racing America white? How can immigration reform be enacted in such a way that it doesn't create this stratified citizenship, this conditional Americanness? Instead of challenging the boundaries of American identity, it just allows us to categorize people as innocent or guilty and treat them accordingly without taking a hard look at the reasons for the categorization itself. By acknowledging legislation like the DREAM Act as a part of a greater history of racial and ethnic policing of American identity, we can stop hiding behind the smokescreens that racialized citizenship provides and move to address the real issue at hand: what to do about our broken immigration system and the millions affected by our ideological delay.